In the vast, seemingly endless expanse of East Africa, there lies a country where the pulse of the wild still beats with an untamed, ancient rhythm, one that echoes through every blade of grass, every gust of wind, and every living creature that calls this land home. This is Tanzania, a land of staggering beauty and immense ecological importance, where the landscapes are as diverse as they are breathtaking, and where the natural world is both a sanctuary and a stage for some of the most dramatic stories on Earth. Here, nature unfolds on a scale that is almost beyond comprehension, a sprawling canvas of sun-drenched plains that stretch to the horizon, towering volcanic peaks shrouded in mist and clouds, and ancient forests whose filtered sunlight reveals a world teeming with life and mystery, whispering secrets from a time long past. In this land, the drama of life and death plays out every single day. The great migration of wildebeest and zebra thunders across rivers and plains, while lions stalk their prey in the golden light of dawn. Each moment is a timeless spectacle, a living testament to the cycles of survival that have continued for millennia, unbroken and unyielding. Tanzania is more than just a destination. It is a living, breathing testament to the raw, unfiltered power of the natural world. It is a sanctuary where some of our planet's most iconic creatures, elephants, lions, leopards, and countless others, continue to roam free, their lives intertwined in a delicate balance that has existed since the dawn of time. The very name Tanzania conjures images of endless horizons, where acacia trees stand like sentinels against the sky, and vast herds of animals move as one, their silhouettes etched in the golden light of sunset. It is a place where the land itself seems to breathe, alive with the movement and energy of countless creatures. This is a nation that has made an extraordinary commitment to conservation, dedicating nearly 38% of its land to the protection of wildlife. A vast network of national parks and reserves forms one of the largest protected areas on the African continent, safeguarding habitats that are vital not only for Tanzania's animals, but for the health of the entire planet. This immense dedication to conservation ensures that Tanzania's wild heart remains strong, beating with the vitality of thriving herds and untouched wilderness, a living symbol of hope for the future of our natural world. From the golden grasses of the Serengeti, where the sun rises over a sea of life, to the turquoise waters of the Indian Ocean, fringed with palm trees and coral reefs, Tanzania's landscapes are as varied as they are spectacular. The transition from savannah to sea is a breathtaking journey through some of the most beautiful and diverse environments on Earth. Each ecosystem, whether it is a dense mountain forest alive with the calls of birds and the rustle of unseen animals, or a coastal mangrove swamp where the tides bring life and renewal, supports a unique community of plants and animals. This incredible variety makes Tanzania one of the most biodiverse countries on the planet, a true treasure trove of life. To journey through Tanzania is to step back in time, to a world where the rhythms of nature still govern the land and its inhabitants. It is to walk in the footsteps of ancient creatures, and to witness the same scenes that have played out for thousands of years. Here, you can watch the sun rise over untouched plains, illuminating ancient rock formations and landscapes that have remained unchanged since the earliest days of life on Earth. It is a place where the past and present merge, offering a profound connection to the origins of life itself. The air itself thrums with the sounds of the wild, the distant bone-shaking roar of a lion at dusk, the triumphant trumpeting of an elephant as it greets the dawn, the lively chattering of monkeys high in the rainforest canopy. These sounds are the heartbeat of Tanzania, a living symphony that has played for countless generations. This is a world governed not by clocks or calendars, but by the ancient cycles of the sun and the seasons. The life-giving rains transform the land, triggering migrations and new life, while the relentless search for food and water shapes every creature's existence. The drama of survival is written in the changing skies and the shifting herds, a story as old as time itself. It is this primal energy, this raw connection to the earth, that draws us in. It reminds us of a world that exists beyond our own, a world that we have a sacred duty to protect and preserve for future generations. The gaze of a wild animal, the touch of rich African soil, the vision of a conservationist watching over the land, all are reminders of our responsibility. Exploring this African paradise is an experience that awakens every sense and touches the soul. The golden light of dawn, the scent of rain on dry earth, the thrill of seeing a wild animal up close, these are moments that stay with you forever, changing the way you see the world. The sheer abundance of life is astonishing. Herds of wildebeest and zebra stretch as far as the eye can see, while vivid birds, reptiles and mammals share the same space in a vibrant tapestry of fur, feathers and scales. Every corner of Tanzania teems with life, each species playing its part in the grand drama of the wild. Here you can witness a cheetah accelerating across the plain in a breathtaking blur of speed, or watch a giraffe delicately browse the highest branches of a tree, its long neck silhouetted against the sky. These moments are both ordinary and extraordinary, a daily miracle in the heart of Africa. You can observe the silent, patient hunt of a leopard as it moves through tall grass, or feel the tension as a buffalo herd stands strong and alert, ready to defend itself against predators. Every encounter is a lesson in resilience, strength, and the will to survive. In Tanzania, the wild is not a distant concept or a fading memory. It is an immersive reality. To walk through the tall savanna grass, to come face to face with wild animals, to be surrounded on all sides by the sights and sounds of nature, is to truly understand what it means to be alive. This is a place of wonder and awe, a place of conflict and survival, and a place of incredible resilience. It is a true clash of titans, where the forces of nature are on full display in one of the last great wildernesses on our planet. A wild heart that continues to beat strong and free at the center of Africa. Tanzania's geography is as dramatic and awe-inspiring as the wildlife it supports. A land where the forces of nature have shaped a stage of breathtaking beauty and diversity. Here, every horizon tells a story millions of years in the making. The country is defined by some of Africa's most magnificent and iconic landmarks, places that have become symbols of the continent's wild heart and ancient soul. At its very heart lies the Great Rift Valley, a colossal tear in the Earth's crust, stretching thousands of miles from the Middle East down through eastern Africa. In Tanzania, this ancient rift has sculpted the land into a dramatic tapestry of cliffs, valleys, and lakes, shaping the destiny of all who live here. This geological marvel has given rise to deep, plunging valleys, shimmering alkaline lakes that reflect the sky in surreal colors, and soaring escarpments that offer breathtaking views across the savannah. These features are not just beautiful, they are vital, creating unique habitats for countless species. Within this valley lies Olduvai Gorge, a place of profound significance to humanity. Here, in the layers of ancient earth, scientists have uncovered fossils and tools that reveal the earliest chapters of our own story. Nearby, at Laetoli, footprints preserved in volcanic ash for 3.6 million years capture a moment in time when our distant ancestors walked upright across this land. These silent tracks root human history firmly in Tanzania, making it a cradle of mankind. To the north, the landscape opens into vast, rolling grasslands that stretch as far as the eye can see. These plains are alive with movement as herds of wildebeest, zebra and antelope graze beneath the endless sky. At the heart of these grasslands lies the Serengeti National Park. Its name, meaning endless plains in the Maasai language, is no exaggeration. Covering nearly 15,000 square kilometers, the Serengeti is a vast wilderness, untouched and untamed. The Serengeti is a living sea of grass, its colors shifting with the seasons. After the rains, the plains burst into a lush, vibrant green teeming with life. As the dry season takes hold, the grass turns golden brown, and the animals must travel great distances in search of water and fresh pasture. Scattered across these plains are granite outcrops known as kopjes, ancient islands of stone that have stood for millions of years. These rocky sentinels rise above the grass, providing shelter, shade, and vantage points for the creatures of the Serengeti. For predators like lions and leopards, the kopjes are natural fortresses. From these high perches, they scan the plains for prey, ruling over their domain with patience and power. The kopjes are also home to hyraxes, lizards, and a host of other creatures, each adapted to this unique environment. The Serengeti is not merely a park, it is a fully functioning ecosystem of immense scale and complexity. Here, every animal, plant, and even the soil itself plays a role in the great cycle of life, from the tiniest insect to the largest elephant. Nearby lies one of the world's greatest natural wonders, the Ngorongoro crater. This vast, unbroken caldera is a testament to the Earth's volcanic past, a place where time seems to stand still. The Ngorongoro crater is the largest intact volcanic caldera on Earth, a perfectly formed bowl stretching 12 miles across and plunging 2,000 feet deep. Its steep walls create a natural enclosure, isolating the world within. The crater floor is a self-contained world, a miniature Eden, teeming with life. Here, grasslands, swamps, forests, and lakes support an astonishing variety of animals, all living in close proximity. A permanent supply of water, fed by springs and streams, and rich volcanic soils create ideal conditions for wildlife. Herds of wildebeest, zebra, and gazelle graze alongside elephants, hippos, and rare black rhinos, while predators like lions and hyenas patrol the grasslands. Ngorongoro is one of the few places in Africa where you can see the legendary Big Five: lion, leopard, elephant, rhino, and buffalo, all in a single day. This concentration of wildlife is unmatched, making the crater a living showcase of Africa's natural heritage. Descending into the crater is like stepping back in time, entering a lost world where the rhythms of nature have remained unchanged for millennia. It is a prehistoric paradise, a place where the balance of life is on full display for all to witness. But Tanzania's wonders do not end with its plains and craters. The country's geography continues to astound, offering a dazzling array of landscapes and ecosystems. To the west lies Lake Tanganyika, the longest and second deepest freshwater lake in the world. Its crystal-clear waters plunge to depths of over 1,400 meters and are home to hundreds of unique fish species found nowhere else on Earth. To the east, the rugged Eastern Arc Mountains rise abruptly from the coastal plain, their ancient peaks shrouded in mist and mystery. These mountains, often called the Galapagos of Africa, are cloaked in ancient forests that have remained isolated for millions of years. Within their cool green depths, an incredible number of endemic species thrive, plants, birds, and animals found nowhere else on the planet. And along Tanzania's eastern edge, the warm turquoise waters of the Indian Ocean lap against white sandy beaches and tangled mangrove forests. Here, coral reefs teem with marine life, and the coast forms a rich, vibrant boundary that completes this nation's extraordinary geographical tapestry, a land of superlatives, where every corner reveals a new wonder. Across the vast, sun-drenched plains of East Africa, a phenomenon unfolds that is unrivaled anywhere else on the planet. There is no wildlife spectacle on Earth that can compare to the Great Migration, a living, breathing river of life that surges across the Serengeti and Masai Mara each year. This is the largest overland movement of animals on the planet, a relentless, circular pilgrimage that spans hundreds of miles. It is a journey dictated by the ancient rhythms of the land, a ceaseless quest for survival that has shaped the destiny of countless generations. Each year, over 1.5 million wildebeest, accompanied by 300,000 zebras and 400,000 gazelles, set out on a perilous, 500-mile journey. Together, these animals form a living tapestry, a moving mosaic of life that stretches as far as the eye can see. Contrary to the image of a chaotic stampede, this colossal movement is a finely tuned response to the rhythm of the rains. The herds move with purpose, their paths shaped by instinct and the promise of sustenance. The animals are guided by the storms, following the dark clouds that sweep across the sky. In the wake of the rains, fresh green grass bursts forth from the earth, transforming the parched plains into a verdant paradise. This new growth is the lifeblood of the migration, drawing the herds onward in their endless search for food. The journey begins on the southern plains of the Serengeti, where the arrival of the rainy season brings a dramatic transformation. The landscape, once dry and dusty, becomes a vast nursery, carpeted in green and teeming with new life. Here, in a synchronized event of astonishing scale, over 80% of the wildebeest calves are born within just a few short weeks. The air is filled with the bleating of newborns, each one taking its first tentative steps into a world fraught with danger. This sudden abundance of vulnerable young does not go unnoticed. Predators, lions, hyenas, and cheetahs prowl the edges of the herds, ever watchful for an opportunity. For a brief moment, the plains become a battleground, a place where life and death hang in delicate balance. Yet the sheer number of calves ensures that most will survive their first days, overwhelming the predators with the bounty of prey. As the rains fade and the grass withers, the immense herds sense the change. The plains begin to dry up, and the animals gather in long flowing lines that stretch for miles across the horizon. Their northward trek is a spectacle of movement, a living river that carves patterns into the earth. At the front of this procession, the zebras often take the lead. Their strong teeth allow them to crop the tougher, taller grasses, clearing the way for the wildebeest that follow. This partnership is a remarkable example of nature's interconnectedness, with each species playing a vital role in the survival of the whole. But the journey is fraught with peril. The greatest single obstacle on this epic migration is the Mara River, a deep, fast-flowing torrent that slices through the landscape, dividing the herds from the lush pastures beyond. The Mara River is a formidable barrier. Its waters surge with hidden dangers, and the animals hesitate at the banks, sensing the risks that lie ahead. Crossing it is a life-or-death gamble, a test of courage and instinct. The herds bunch up on the riverbank, their anxiety palpable. The tension builds until at last the pressure becomes too great. The first, brave individuals leap into the churning water, and the rest follow in a desperate surge. What follows is pure chaos. The river explodes with movement as thousands of animals plunge in, scrambling and splashing in a frantic bid to reach the far side. The powerful currents can sweep away the weak and the young, dragging them beneath the surface. For many, the river itself is the greatest threat, a merciless force that claims the lives of the unwary. But beneath the surface, another danger lurks. Nile crocodiles, some of the largest and most fearsome reptiles in Africa, lie in wait, perfectly camouflaged in the muddy water. These ancient predators, growing up to 18 feet long, launch themselves at the panicked animals. With explosive power, they seize their prey, dragging them under and performing the infamous death roll, a brutal, spinning maneuver that drowns their victims in a matter of moments. Yet, despite the immense dangers, the drive to survive is stronger. The herds push forward, fighting the current, dodging the jaws of crocodiles, and scrambling up the far bank, battered but alive. For every animal that falls, thousands more make it to the other side. They emerge onto the green pastures of Kenya's Masai Mara, triumphant survivors of one of nature's greatest trials, and continue their journey in search of food and safety. The migration is a testament to the resilience and determination of nature. Each animal, from the smallest calf to the oldest matriarch, is driven by an instinct as old as the land itself. This is a story of birth and struggle, of hope and heartbreak. It is a saga of survival, where millions of animals are compelled by an irresistible force to face down starvation, exhaustion, and predation year after year. This incredible cycle has been repeating for thousands of years. The migration is the lifeblood of the Serengeti, sustaining not only the herds themselves but also the predators, scavengers, and countless other creatures that depend on this annual movement. The Great Migration shapes the landscape, feeds the predators, and stands as the most awe-inspiring natural drama our world has to offer. It is a living testament to the power of instinct, the resilience of life, and the enduring beauty of the wild. The endless grasslands of the Serengeti are a stage for one of nature's most dramatic spectacles. Here, life and death are in constant motion, played out across a landscape teeming with animals. The vast herds of wildebeest, zebra, and antelope are the lifeblood of this ecosystem, supporting a formidable array of predators, each with its own unique strategy for survival. Every day, the balance between hunter and hunted is tested, and only the most adaptable thrive. At the very top of this intricate food web stands the lion, the undisputed king of the Savannah. With a regal mane and a commanding presence, the male lion is both a symbol of power and a guardian of his pride's territory. His roar can be heard for miles, a warning to rivals and a rallying call to his family. Unlike other big cats, lions are the only truly social felines. They live in prides, complex family groups that can include up to 30 individuals. Within these prides, each member has a role, from the dominant males who defend the territory, to the lionesses who form the core of the group, to the playful cubs learning the ways of the wild. It is the lionesses who shoulder the responsibility of hunting. Working together with remarkable coordination, they use stealth and teamwork to stalk their prey. Moving silently through the tall grass, they encircle herds of buffalo or zebra, communicating with subtle signals and precise movements. When the moment is right, they launch a perfectly timed ambush, bringing down animals many times their own size, including powerful buffalo and even young giraffes. The success of the pride's hunts is critical, not just for their own survival, but for the health of the entire ecosystem. By preying on the weak, the sick, and the old, lions help regulate herbivore populations, ensuring that the savanna remains a vibrant, balanced environment where life can flourish. In some regions of Tanzania, such as the woodlands of Lake Manyara, lions have developed an extraordinary adaptation. To escape the relentless heat and the torment of biting insects, they climb into the branches of acacia trees, a rare behavior among big cats. Here, they rest above the ground, surveying the savanna from a lofty vantage point, safe from the swarming flies below. While lions rely on strength and cooperation, the cheetah has evolved a very different approach. This slender, graceful cat is built for speed, not power. Every muscle, every bone, every sinew is designed for one purpose: to run faster than any other land animal on Earth. The cheetah's hunt is a breathtaking display of athleticism. With a burst of explosive energy, it can accelerate from a standstill to over 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds, faster than a sports car. Its long, flexible spine acts like a spring, propelling it forward in great bounding strides, while its non-retractable claws grip the earth for traction. The chase is short and intense, often lasting less than a minute. The cheetah must close the distance to its prey, usually a fleet-footed gazelle, before exhaustion sets in. Every hunt is a gamble, a test of speed, agility, and split-second timing. When successful, the cheetah brings down its quarry in a cloud of dust, its heart pounding at over 200 beats per minute. But this incredible speed comes at a steep price. After such a sprint, the cheetah is utterly spent, its body overheated and muscles trembling with fatigue. It must rest and recover before it can eat, leaving it dangerously exposed on the open plains. In these vulnerable moments, the cheetah is constantly on edge, scanning the horizon for threats. Larger predators, like lions and hyenas, are quick to take advantage of its exhaustion, often driving the cheetah away and stealing its hard-won meal. This phenomenon, known as kleptoparasitism, is a harsh reality of life on the savanna. For the cheetah, every hunt is not just a race against its prey, but also a race against time. as it must eat quickly or risk losing everything to more powerful rivals. In stark contrast to the cheetah's speed and the lion's social power, the leopard is a master of stealth and solitude. This elusive cat prefers to move alone, slipping silently through the dense bush, its spotted coat blending perfectly with the dappled sunlight. The leopard's patience is legendary. It can wait for hours, motionless and unseen, watching and listening for the slightest sign of prey. Its camouflage is so effective that it can vanish into the shadows, becoming almost invisible to both prey and rival predators. Leopards are also powerful climbers, often using the granite kopjes, ancient rocky outcrops that dot the Serengeti, as vantage points. From these high perches, they scan the horizon for impala, warthogs, or even young baboons, planning their next move with meticulous care. When the time comes to strike, the leopard moves with ghost-like silence, stalking its target with slow, deliberate steps. It gets as close as possible before launching a sudden, explosive attack, relying on surprise and overwhelming strength to subdue its prey. To protect its hard-earned meal from scavengers, the leopard performs a feat of astonishing strength, hauling a carcass heavier than itself high into the branches of a tree. Here, suspended above the reach of lions and hyenas, the leopard can feed in peace, its larder safe from thieves below. Beyond the big cats, another formidable predator roams the plains, the African wild dog. These highly social animals are among the most effective hunters in Africa, relying on cooperation and endurance rather than stealth or brute force. Wild dogs hunt in packs, working together with extraordinary coordination. Their hunts are relentless, often involving long chases that test the stamina of both predator and prey. With a success rate as high as 80%, they are among the most efficient hunters on the continent. Each member of the pack plays a role, from leading the chase to flanking and cornering the prey. Their ability to communicate and cooperate allows them to bring down animals much larger than themselves, and to share the spoils with the entire group, including pups and injured members. With their striking mottled coats and oversized rounded ears, African wild dogs are instantly recognizable. Their social bonds are strong, and their playful, energetic nature makes them one of Africa's most charismatic and endearing carnivores. In the rivers and waterways, a different kind of predator lies in wait. The Nile crocodile, a living relic from the age of dinosaurs, is the undisputed master of its domain. With armored skin and a mouthful of dagger-like teeth, it is perfectly adapted for ambush. The crocodile's hunting strategy is as ancient as it is effective. Lurking just beneath the surface, it waits motionless for hours, its eyes and nostrils barely breaking the water. When an unsuspecting animal comes to drink, the crocodile explodes from the water with terrifying speed, seizing its prey in a vice-like grip and dragging it beneath the surface. It is a brutal reminder of the raw, untamed power that governs life and death on the wild savannah of Tanzania. Across the vast, sun-drenched plains of Tanzania, life is a constant battle for survival. For every stealthy hunter that prowls these grasslands, there are dozens of herbivores, each uniquely adapted to endure the relentless challenges of this wild world. Their existence is a testament to the power of evolution, with every species boasting remarkable strategies and physical traits that help them thrive where danger is never far away. Towering above all is the African savanna elephant, the largest land animal on Earth. These gentle giants are not only defined by their size, but by their extraordinary intelligence and intricate social bonds. Each herd is a close-knit family, led by a wise matriarch whose experience and memory are the key to their survival. The matriarch's memory is legendary. She recalls the locations of hidden waterholes and the safest migration routes, knowledge passed down through generations. When the rains fail and the land dries, she leads her family along ancient paths, sometimes traveling for days across parched earth in search of life-sustaining water and fresh grazing. During the harsh dry season, elephants become engineers of the savannah, Using their powerful tusks and immense feet, they dig deep into dry riverbeds, unearthing hidden reserves of water. These makeshift wells not only quench their own thirst, but also provide a vital lifeline for countless other animals, zebras, antelope, and even predators who gather at these precious waterholes. As they roam, elephants play another crucial role. They are the gardeners of the savannah. By consuming vast quantities of vegetation and dispersing seeds in their dung, they help regenerate the landscape, ensuring the survival of countless plant species and maintaining the delicate balance of this ecosystem. Standing tall among the acacia trees is Tanzania's national symbol, the giraffe. Its extraordinary height is both a blessing and a shield, allowing it to reach food sources inaccessible to others and to keep a constant lookout for danger. With a vantage point up to 20 feet above the ground, a giraffe can spot predators from miles away. This panoramic view gives it precious seconds to react, enough time to warn others or to make a swift escape. But the giraffe is not defenseless. Its long, muscular legs can deliver a kick so powerful it can shatter the jaw of a lion or even kill it outright. This formidable defense makes even the most determined predators think twice before attacking. Feeding high in the treetops, the giraffe's 18-inch prehensile tongue is a marvel of adaptation. It deftly navigates between sharp thorns to pluck tender acacia leaves, a food source that few other animals can reach or safely consume. Despite its size, the giraffe moves with a serene, almost balletic grace. Its gentle presence belies the toughness required to survive in a land where only the most adaptable endure. On the ground, the African buffalo relies on the strength of numbers. These powerful bovines form large herds, where safety is found in unity and vigilance. Each buffalo is armed with massive, curved horns and a reputation for unpredictable aggression. Their solidarity is legendary. When one is threatened, the entire herd responds, ready to defend their own with unwavering determination. When danger looms, especially from lions, the herd forms a living fortress. Adults encircle the vulnerable calves, presenting a wall of sharp horns and impenetrable bodies to any would-be attacker. This collective defense is so effective that even the most skilled lion prides often retreat in defeat, unable to break the buffalo's formidable line. In the more remote corners of Tanzania, the black rhinoceros roams, an ancient survivor now critically endangered. Its thick, armor-like skin and formidable horn are its primary defenses against predators and rivals alike. The rhino's prehensile upper lip is perfectly adapted for grasping and stripping leaves from thorny shrubs, allowing it to feed on tough vegetation that few others can manage. For the smaller herbivores, impala, dik-dik, gazelle, survival depends on constant vigilance and lightning-fast reflexes. Their senses are finely tuned to detect the slightest hint of danger. The impala, for example, is a master of escape. With explosive speed and agility, it can leap over 30 feet in a single bound, zigzagging through the grass to evade even the fastest predators. The warthog, instantly recognizable by its curved tusks and bristly mane, survives by digging for roots and tubers with its powerful snout. These underground treasures provide essential moisture and nutrients during the driest months. The hippopotamus, though seemingly out of place among the grazers, is a vital part of the ecosystem. By day, it remains submerged in rivers and lakes, its massive body cooling beneath the surface, eyes and nostrils just above the waterline. At night, hippos emerge to graze on land, consuming vast amounts of grass. Their waste, rich in nutrients, fertilizes the riverbanks and aquatic habitats, supporting lush plant growth and feeding the fish that sustain countless other species. From the mighty elephant to the nimble antelope, every animal here is a master of survival. Each has evolved a unique set of skills and behaviors, honed over millennia, to carve out a place in this unforgiving land. Together, they form a living tapestry of resilience, ingenuity, and the relentless will to survive. Tanzania's skies and landscapes are a living tapestry, woven with the vibrant colors and calls of an astonishing diversity of birds. Over 1,100 species have been recorded here, making Tanzania one of the richest bird habitats on the African continent. From the lush forests of the Eastern Arc Mountains to the endless plains of the Serengeti, every ecosystem teems with avian life, each species uniquely adapted to its environment. Among these, the most imposing is the Maasai ostrich, a true giant and the largest bird in the world. Its presence dominates the open grasslands, where it strides with a confidence born of size and strength. Standing up to 9 feet tall, the Maasai ostrich is a marvel of evolution. Its long, powerful legs and upright posture allow it to survey the savannah for miles around, always alert to the slightest movement. Despite its size, this flightless bird is built for speed. It can sprint at up to 43 miles per hour, its muscular legs propelling it across the plains in great strides. These legs are not just for running, they are formidable weapons, capable of delivering kicks strong enough to deter even the most determined predators such as lions or hyenas. The ostrich's enormous eyes, the largest of any land animal, are perfectly adapted for spotting danger. With keen vision, it can detect threats from far away, giving it precious seconds to react, either by fleeing or standing its ground. But the ostrich is more than just a survivor. As it forages for seeds, fruits and insects, it unwittingly becomes a gardener of the grasslands, dispersing seeds far and wide. This simple act helps maintain the delicate balance of the ecosystem, ensuring that new plants can take root and flourish. In the heart of the Great Rift Valley, the alkaline lakes such as Lake Manyara become the stage for one of nature's most breathtaking spectacles. Here, the landscape is transformed by the arrival of millions of flamingos, their pink forms painting the water's surface in vibrant hues. The greater flamingos gather in vast flocks, drawn by the abundance of beta-carotene-rich algae that thrive in the salty, mineral-laden waters. With their specialized beaks, they filter the water, extracting the tiny organisms that sustain them. It is this unique diet that gives flamingos their iconic pink plumage. The pigments from the algae are absorbed and deposited in their feathers, creating a living canvas of color that is as functional as it is beautiful. When the flocks gather, their numbers can swell into the hundreds of thousands. The lake's edge becomes a shimmering sea of pink and white, a spectacle visible from miles away and a vital part of the lake's ecosystem. Their long, slender legs allow them to wade into deeper waters, while their uniquely shaped beaks are perfectly engineered for filtering food from the mud and water. Watching them feed in synchronized motion is to witness a marvel of natural engineering and grace, a ballet performed on a grand scale. In the golden grasslands, another remarkable bird makes its home, the Kori bustard. This is the heaviest bird capable of flight, a true heavyweight among avian species. Despite its impressive wingspan, the Kori bustard spends most of its life on the ground. It moves with deliberate steps, foraging for insects, small reptiles, and even seeds. Its diet is as varied as its habitat, and its presence is a sign of a healthy grassland. Another charismatic resident of the savannah is the southern ground hornbill. With its striking red facial skin and massive beak, it is instantly recognizable. These large, turkey-sized birds are highly social, living in cooperative family groups that work together to hunt and defend their territory. Their deep booming calls echo across the plains, carrying for over 2 miles and serving as both a warning and a means of communication. The presence of ground hornbills is often considered a sign of good fortune by local communities. Yet their numbers are dwindling, and they are now classified as vulnerable, threatened by the loss of their natural habitat and changes in land use. Adding a regal touch to the Tanzanian landscape is the grey-crowned crane. With its elegant posture and golden crown of feathers, it is a symbol of grace and beauty. The courtship dance of the grey-crowned crane is a spectacle in itself. Pairs leap, bow, and call to each other in a carefully choreographed display, strengthening their bonds and ensuring the continuation of their species. These dances are not only a means of attracting a mate, but also a celebration of life and partnership. Their powerful trumpeting calls ring out across the wetlands and grasslands, a sound that is as much a part of the African dawn as the roar of lions or the trumpeting of elephants. Tanzania's bird life encompasses the full spectrum of size and color. The tiny, iridescent sunbird flits from flower to flower, pollinating as it sips nectar, while high above, the martial eagle soars on broad wings, scanning the ground for prey. Each bird, from the smallest to the mightiest, fills a unique niche in the ecosystem. Birds are the pollinators that ensure the survival of countless plant species, the scavengers that keep the land clean, the predators that maintain balance, and the prey that sustain others. Together they form an intricate web of life, each note contributing to the symphony that is Tanzania's wild heart. Their presence is a testament to the richness and resilience of this remarkable country, and a reminder of the delicate balance that sustains all life here. Deep within Tanzania's wild and ancient forests, a hidden world thrives, one inhabited by a remarkable variety of primates. These forests are not just a backdrop, but a living, breathing stage for some of the most fascinating creatures on Earth. Here, among the tangled vines and towering trees, we find our closest living relatives, as well as unique species that exist nowhere else on the planet. The story of Tanzania's primates is one of intelligence, adaptation, and survival, woven into the very fabric of these lush landscapes. In the dense emerald forests of Gombe Stream National Park, perched on the tranquil shores of Lake Tanganyika, lives a legendary community of chimpanzees. These forests echo with their calls, and every branch and shadow holds a story of their daily lives. It was here, in 1960, that the pioneering primatologist Dr. Jane Goodall began her groundbreaking research. With patience and empathy, she immersed herself in the world of the chimpanzees, observing their every move and revolutionizing our understanding of these extraordinary animals. Her work revealed a complex society, full of drama, tenderness, and intelligence, forever changing the way we see our place in the natural world. Chimpanzees share between 98 and 99% of their DNA with humans. When you look into their eyes, you see a spark of recognition, a mirror reflecting our own emotions and thoughts. Their faces display a range of expressions: curiosity, joy, anger, and even sorrow. Watching them is like glimpsing echoes of our own ancient ancestors. Their social lives are intricate and deeply emotional. Chimpanzees form tight-knit family groups where grooming is not just about hygiene, but about building trust and reinforcing bonds. They comfort each other in times of distress, celebrate reunions, and mourn the loss of loved ones. Their intelligence shines through in every interaction, from playful games to strategic alliances. One of the most astonishing discoveries made in Gombe was the chimpanzee's ability to use tools. Once thought to be a uniquely human trait, tool use among chimpanzees shattered that illusion. They have been observed selecting sticks, stripping them of leaves, and using them with remarkable precision to extract termites from their mounds, a testament to their problem-solving skills and adaptability. The process is meticulous. A chimpanzee will carefully choose a stem or twig, strip away the leaves, and fashion it into the perfect tool. With patience and dexterity, they insert it into a termite mound, wait for the insects to bite, and then draw it out, covered in a wriggling feast. This behavior is not instinctive. It is learned, practiced, and refined over years. Young chimpanzees watch their mothers intently, mimicking their actions and gradually mastering the art of termite fishing. This transfer of knowledge from one generation to the next is a clear example of culture in the animal kingdom, a tradition passed down shaping the identity of each community. Life in the forest is not without its challenges. Power struggles erupt between ambitious males, each vying for dominance within the group. These battles can be fierce, but they are balanced by moments of tenderness, mothers cradling their infants, siblings playing in the dappled sunlight, and elders guiding the young. The social fabric of chimpanzee society is as complex and dynamic as our own. To observe chimpanzees in their natural habitat is to witness a living link to our evolutionary past. Their gestures, their relationships, and their ingenuity remind us of the deep connections that bind all primates together. It is a humbling and profound experience, one that challenges us to reflect on our own place in the web of life. Far from the forests of Gombe, across the turquoise waters of the Indian Ocean, lies the island of Zanzibar. Here, in the dappled light of the coastal forests, lives a primate of rare and striking beauty, the Zanzibar red colobus monkey. With its fiery red-orange coat contrasting white hair and long, graceful tail, the Zanzibar red colobus is instantly recognizable. This species is endemic to the island, meaning it is found nowhere else on Earth. Every individual is a living treasure, a symbol of Zanzibar's unique natural heritage. These monkeys are perfectly adapted to their environment. They spend their days foraging in the mangrove forests and coastal scrub, feeding on a diet of leaves, unripe fruit, and flowers. Their specialized stomachs allow them to digest tough, fibrous plant material that few other animals can eat. Yet, despite their beauty and adaptability, the Zanzibar red colobus faces a precarious future. Habitat loss, driven by deforestation and human encroachment, has pushed them to the brink of extinction. Today, only a few thousand individuals remain in the wild, making them one of Africa's most endangered primates. The fate of the Zanzibar red colobus is intimately tied to the health of the island's coastal forests. These forests are not only a sanctuary for the monkeys but also a vital resource for local communities and countless other species. Protecting them is essential for the survival of the red colobus and the preservation of Zanzibar's natural legacy. Sharing these forests with the red colobus is another remarkable primate, the vervet monkey. Highly adaptable and resourceful, vervet monkeys thrive in a variety of habitats, from dense mangroves to open woodlands. Vervet monkeys are agile climbers, their nimble bodies perfectly suited for life among the branches. They can often be seen leaping effortlessly through the canopy, their movements quick and graceful as they search for food and evade predators. Living in large social troops, vervet monkeys have developed a sophisticated system of communication. Their alarm calls are finely tuned, with different sounds to warn of eagles, leopards, or snakes. This complex language allows them to coordinate their movements and protect each other from danger, demonstrating a level of social intelligence that rivals that of their larger cousins. From the intelligent tool-using chimpanzees of western Tanzania to the rare and beautiful red colobus monkeys of Zanzibar and the adaptable vervet monkeys that bridge the gap between them, Tanzania's primates are a testament to the country's extraordinary biodiversity. Each species adds a unique thread to the rich tapestry of life that flourishes here. Protecting these primates and the forest they call home is not just a matter of preserving individual species. It is about safeguarding the intricate web of life that sustains Tanzania's wild places. Their survival is a measure of our commitment to the natural world and a legacy for generations yet to come. The wonders of Tanzania are not confined to its land. Beyond the sweeping savannas and towering mountains, a different kind of magic unfolds where the land meets the sea. Off its eastern coast lies the Zanzibar archipelago, a breathtaking collection of islands scattered like emeralds across the Indian Ocean. These islands are fringed by some of the most vibrant and diverse marine ecosystems on the planet, their shores kissed by warm, crystal-clear waters that shimmer in every shade of blue. Beneath the gentle turquoise waves, a hidden world bursts into life. Here, vast coral reefs stretch for miles, their intricate structures forming underwater cities that teem with an astonishing variety of creatures. Sunlight filters through the water, illuminating a kaleidoscope of colors, brilliant corals, darting fish, and swaying sea fans. These reefs are masterpieces of nature, painstakingly built by tiny coral polyps over thousands of years. Each coral head is a bustling metropolis providing food, shelter, and breeding grounds for hundreds of species of fish, from the tiniest gobies to the majestic groupers. The reefs pulse with life, their residents weaving through the coral branches in a never-ending dance. For those lucky enough to snorkel or dive here, it is like stepping into another dimension. The water is alive with movement and color, parrotfish crunching on coral, clownfish darting among the anemones, and schools of silvery fish flashing in the sunlight. Angelfish, with their vivid patterns, glide gracefully among the coral formations, while butterfly fish and wrasses add splashes of yellow, blue, and orange to the scene. Every crevice and overhang hides a new surprise, from camouflaged octopuses to curious moray eels. These reefs are not isolated. They are part of a delicate, interconnected coastal ecosystem. The health of the coral depends on the balance of life all around it, from the smallest plankton to the largest predators. Along the shoreline, lush mangrove forests form a vital link in this chain of life. Their tangled roots reach deep into the clear, shallow water, creating a safe haven for juvenile fish, crabs, and shrimp. These nurseries are essential for the survival of countless species, offering protection from predators and a rich source of food. Mangroves do more than nurture young marine life. Their dense root systems anchor the coastline, shielding it from erosion and storm surges. They act as natural filters, trapping sediment and pollutants from the land, ensuring that the waters flowing to the reefs remain clear and healthy. Venture further out and you'll find sprawling meadows of seagrass swaying gently in the current. These underwater pastures are the grazing grounds for one of the ocean's most beloved gentle giants, the green sea turtle. Green sea turtles glide gracefully over the seagrass, cropping it with their beaks. In doing so, they act as the gardeners of the sea, keeping the meadows healthy and productive. These lush beds support a huge variety of marine life, from tiny invertebrates to larger fish, all relying on the balance maintained by the turtles. Yet, despite their ancient lineage and vital role, green sea turtles face grave threats. Pollution, plastic waste, and the destruction of nesting beaches and feeding grounds have pushed these remarkable animals to the brink of extinction. Their struggle is a stark reminder of the fragility of this ecosystem. The waters around Zanzibar are alive with more than just fish and turtles. They are a playground for some of the ocean's most intelligent and social creatures, dolphins. Pods of bottlenose dolphins are a common sight, their sleek bodies slicing through the waves as they leap and play. These charismatic mammals hunt together, using teamwork and communication to corral schools of fish. Dolphins employ sophisticated echolocation, sending out clicks and listening for echoes to locate their prey. Their cooperative hunting strategies are a testament to their intelligence and the abundance of life in these waters, a sign of a healthy, thriving ecosystem. From July to November, the ocean around Zanzibar becomes a stage for one of nature's most awe-inspiring spectacles. Humpback whales, giants of the deep, arrive after an epic migration from the frigid waters of Antarctica. These magnificent creatures travel thousands of miles to reach the warm, sheltered waters of Zanzibar, where mothers give birth and nurture their calves. The sight of a mother and her newborn calf gliding through the blue is both humbling and unforgettable. Beneath the waves, the haunting songs of male humpbacks echo for miles. These complex melodies, passed down through generations, fill the water with sound, creating an otherworldly experience for anyone lucky enough to listen. The cast of characters in this underwater kingdom is as varied as it is spectacular. From tiny jewel-like nudibranchs to the elusive octopus, every corner of the reef holds a new marvel waiting to be discovered. Among the most impressive are the giant manta rays, their wingspans stretching up to 23 feet. These gentle giants glide effortlessly through the water, filtering clouds of plankton with their enormous mouths as they perform graceful underwater acrobatics. Manta rays are not only beautiful, they are also among the most intelligent of all fish. with large, complex brains and a capacity for learning and play. Sometimes groups of mantas gather in underwater ballets, circling and somersaulting in the currents. Sharing these waters are apex predators, like reef sharks, patrolling the reefs with silent confidence. The presence of both large filter feeders and top predators is a sign of a balanced, thriving marine environment, one where every species plays a vital role. From the tiniest coral polyp, building its limestone home millimeter by millimeter, to the largest whale gliding through the open sea, the marine life of Zanzibar is a tapestry of interdependence and wonder. Each creature, no matter how small, is a vital thread in the fabric of this ecosystem. This is a fragile paradise, as precious and irreplaceable as the Serengeti itself. Its future depends on our willingness to protect it, for the sake of the countless species that call it home, and for generations yet to come who will marvel at its beauty and diversity. Tanzania, a land of breathtaking beauty and astonishing biodiversity, stands as one of the last great strongholds for Africa's wildlife. Its endless savannas, dense forests, and shimmering lakes are home to some of the planet's most iconic creatures. Yet beneath this natural splendor, a fierce struggle is underway, a struggle that will determine the fate of Tanzania's wild heart for generations to come. The country faces a daunting set of conservation challenges that threaten to unravel its priceless ecological tapestry. Conservationists, scientists, and local communities are locked in a race against time, striving to protect the delicate balance that sustains both people and wildlife. Climate change is altering the ancient rhythms of the seasons. Temperatures are rising and rainfall patterns have become unpredictable. This volatility disrupts everything from the growth of grasses that feed the great herds to the timing of the legendary Great Migration, when millions of wildebeest and zebra traverse the Serengeti in search of water and fresh pasture. Droughts are more frequent and severe, leaving the land parched and wildlife struggling to survive. Meanwhile, the illegal wildlife trade, driven by relentless international demand, continues to fuel poaching. Tanzania's predators and prey alike are caught in the crosshairs of this global crisis. In 2023 alone, hundreds of elephants were slaughtered for their ivory, their bodies left to rot on the plains. Each loss is a blow not only to the species, but to the entire ecosystem that depends on these gentle giants to shape the land. The nation's rhino population, already teetering on the brink, remains under constant threat from poachers seeking their valuable horns. Rangers risk their lives daily, patrolling vast wildernesses to protect these ancient survivors from extinction. At the same time, Tanzania's human population is growing rapidly, putting unprecedented pressure on the land. More people means more demand for food, water, and space. Agricultural expansion is leading to widespread habitat loss. In the last decade alone, over 1 million acres of forest have vanished, cleared for crops and grazing. This relentless transformation fragments the wilderness, isolating animal populations and eroding the natural corridors they need to survive. As farms and settlements push ever deeper into wild areas, the space available for wildlife shrinks. Encounters between people and animals become more frequent and more dangerous. When elephants raid crops or lions attack livestock, it creates hardship and resentment among local communities. For families living on the edge of survival, the loss of a season's harvest or a prized cow can be devastating. Finding a way for people and wildlife to coexist peacefully is one of the most critical challenges for conservationists in Tanzania today. The future of this beautiful land depends on it, but there is hope. Across Tanzania, a new generation of conservationists, rangers, and community leaders is rising to meet these challenges with determination and ingenuity. Tanzania is at the forefront of developing innovative solutions to these complex problems. Technology is transforming the way wildlife is protected and studied. In parks like Ruaha, conservation groups deploy drones and sophisticated GIS mapping to monitor animal movements and detect poaching activity in real time. These tools allow rangers to respond quickly, covering vast areas that would otherwise be impossible to patrol, and have already led to a significant reduction in illegal hunting. To reduce conflict between people and elephants, some communities have turned to an ingenious solution: beehive fences. Elephants are naturally afraid of bees. The sound of buzzing is enough to send even the largest bull running. By stringing together simple wooden hives along the edges of fields, farmers create a living barrier that deters elephants from raiding their crops. These fences not only protect livelihoods but also provide families with a valuable source of income from honey and beeswax, fostering a new sense of stewardship for the land. These creative solutions demonstrate that protecting wildlife and supporting people can go hand in hand. When communities benefit from conservation, they become its most passionate defenders. The fight to protect Tanzania's wilderness is not just a local battle. It is a fight for the soul of our planet. The fate of these wild places will echo far beyond Africa's borders, shaping the future of global biodiversity. Success will require global support, local engagement, and a deep, unwavering commitment to the future. Every individual, every nation has a role to play in this epic struggle. By supporting community-led conservation projects, promoting sustainable ecotourism that brings real benefits to local people, and restoring damaged habitats like grasslands and mangrove forests, we can help secure this natural legacy for generations yet unborn. The survival of the Serengeti's vast herds, the intelligent chimpanzees of Gombe, and the countless other species that call Tanzania home hangs in the balance. Even the vibrant coral reefs off Zanzibar's coast, teeming with life, depend on the choices we make today, choices that will ripple through the oceans and forests of the world. In guarding these wild places, we are not just saving animals, we are preserving a vital part of our own humanity, a living connection to the natural world that sustains us all. The fight for Tanzania's soul is, in truth, a fight for the soul of us all. As dawn breaks over the endless plains, a new chapter quietly unfolds across Tanzania's wild landscapes. From the snow-capped peak of Mount Kilimanjaro to the turquoise waters of Lake Tanganyika, nature's resilience is on display. Here, the wilderness is not only surviving, it is adapting, evolving, and in places, beginning to thrive once more. Across the Serengeti, young wildebeest take their first, wobbly steps, their future uncertain but full of possibility. In the shadowy woodlands, elephant matriarchs lead their herds along ancient migration routes, guided by memories older than living memory. Beneath the acacia trees, lion cubs spar and tumble, learning the skills they will need to claim their own territory one day. In the rivers and wetlands, hippos wallow and crocodiles bask, while shoals of cichlid fish dart through crystalline waters. Each species, great and small, plays a vital role in the intricate web of life. Even the baobab trees, silent sentinels of the savannah, stand as living monuments to endurance, their swollen trunks storing water to weather the harshest droughts. High above, raptors soar on rising thermals, their keen eyes scanning for movement below. The air is alive with the calls of hornbills and the dazzling flash of sunbirds, pollinators that carry the promise of new growth from flower to flower. In the coral reefs off Zanzibar, parrotfish graze and sea turtles glide, helping to maintain the delicate balance of marine ecosystems. Amidst all this beauty, the land itself is changing. Where forests have been restored, new seedlings push through the earth, reclaiming ground lost to the axe and plough. Grasses sway where once the soil lay bare, anchoring the land and nourishing the herds. Rivers, once choked by silt, flow clear and strong again, bringing life to thirsty plains. This is the promise of tomorrow, a vision of Tanzania where wildlife and wilderness endure not as relics of a vanished past, but as a living, breathing testament to hope. The work is far from over, the threats remain real and urgent. But as long as the sun rises over these ancient lands, the story of Tanzania's wild heart will continue, a story of struggle, survival, and above all, renewal. Across Tanzania's vast and untamed expanses, a silent force works tirelessly to preserve the balance between wilderness and time. These are the natural guardians, ancient forests, sprawling wetlands, and resilient grasslands, each playing a crucial role in shielding the land from the relentless march of change. In the remote Myombo woodlands, towering trees lock away the memories of centuries, their deep roots binding the earth and capturing precious moisture. Beneath their leafy canopies, a hidden world thrives. Tiny antelope dart through dappled sunlight, and rare butterflies flutter between bursts of wildflowers, pollinating as they go. On the windswept plains, termite mounds rise like miniature fortresses, engineering the soil and aerating the ground for new growth. Rivers, winding like silver threads through the savannah, act as lifelines for all who dwell nearby, their seasonal floods nourishing the land and replenishing the great herds. In the shadowy depths of volcanic craters, ancient lakes cradle unique species found nowhere else on Earth. Their waters a refuge for flamingos, fish, and amphibians that have weathered millennia of change. High above, the clouds gather and break, bringing life-giving rains that awaken the sleeping seeds beneath the soil. Grasses erupt in emerald waves, feeding multitudes and setting the stage for nature's endless cycles of birth and renewal. Even the rocks, shaped by eons of wind and water, provide shelter for lizards, insects, and the delicate nests of ground-dwelling birds. As day fades to dusk, the land hums with a quiet energy, a testament to the intricate systems that defend and sustain this wild kingdom. Here every element, from the smallest grain of sand to the tallest fig tree, is a guardian of Tanzania's natural legacy. Together they form a living fortress, ensuring that the wild heart of Africa continues to beat strong for generations yet to come. As night falls over the Tanzanian wilderness, a different kind of magic awakens. The land breathes in the cool darkness, and the wild begins its nightly symphony. Deep within the acacia thickets, the low hoot of an owl echoes among the branches, a silent sentinel watching over the slumbering plains. Moonlight shimmers on the surface of hidden waterholes, drawing creatures both great and small to drink beneath a starlit sky. In the ancient baobab groves, centuries-old trees stand like sentinels of time, their swollen trunks storing water from seasons long past. Bats flit between their twisted limbs, feasting on night-blooming flowers and scattering seeds that will someday sprout into new life. In the grasslands, the rustle of movement betrays the presence of elusive nocturnal hunters, genets, civets, and aardvarks, each adapted to thrive in the hush of darkness. Across the wetlands, frogs begin their chorus, filling the air with trills and croaks that ripple across the water. Fireflies drift above the reeds, their gentle glow weaving patterns of light that blink in perfect harmony. Beneath the surface, catfish glide through cool currents, while crocodiles lie motionless, eyes reflecting the moon's pale glow. High on the windswept ridges, the night wind whispers through rocky outcrops, carrying the scent of wild sage and distant rain. Here, the landscape itself seems to listen, holding the secrets of countless generations in its silent embrace. As dawn approaches, the first rays of sunlight touch the land, painting the world in hues of gold and amber. The echoes of the night fade, but the eternal wild endures, unchanged and unwavering. In every shadow and every sunrise, Tanzania's wilderness sings with the promise of continuity, a realm where nature's wonders persist, quietly shaping the future night after night, dawn after dawn. In this land, the wild is never truly silent. Its echoes linger, a timeless reminder that the spirit of Tanzania lives on, as boundless and enduring as the land itself. As the first light of morning breaks over the endless Tanzanian plains, the wilderness stirs once again. Dew sparkles on the tips of tall grasses, and the air hums with the gentle promise of a new day. Across the savannah, herds of wildebeest and zebra begin their slow, purposeful march toward distant horizons, following ancient migration routes carved by instinct and memory. In the cool morning shade, a newborn gazelle rises unsteadily to its feet, taking its first tentative steps into a world filled with both beauty and danger. Nearby, a pride of lions stretches in the golden light, their eyes sharp and watchful, ready to play their part in the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Beneath the soil, termites continue their tireless labor, building towering mounds that aerate the earth and nurture new plants. Along riverbanks, hippos lumber back into the water after a night of grazing, their massive forms stirring clouds of birds into flight. Fish eagles soar above the lakes, their piercing cries signaling another day of survival and opportunity. In the forests and swamps, the chorus of frogs gives way to the drumming of woodpeckers and the distant call of a colobus monkey. Orchids unfurl their vibrant petals to the rising sun, inviting pollinators to dance between blooms and carry life from flower to flower. Everywhere, the intricate web of life is renewed. Predator and prey, plant and pollinator, river and rain cloud, each thread woven into the tapestry of Tanzania's wild heart. Here, the circle of existence continues, unbroken and ever-evolving, guided by rhythms as old as the land itself. As the sun climbs higher, shadows recede, and the wilderness is bathed in light once more. The eternal cycle of birth, growth, and renewal plays out across the landscape, a testament to resilience and harmony. In Tanzania, the story of the wild is not just one of survival, but of perpetual rebirth, a circle forever turning beneath the boundless African sky. Beneath the vast expanse of Tanzania's wild, a quieter drama unfolds, one that shapes the very foundation of this thriving ecosystem. Here, hidden from sight, millions of silent architects toil ceaselessly. Ants and termites, often overlooked, carve intricate networks beneath the soil, their tunnels weaving unseen highways that channel water and air to roots deep below. These tiny engineers break down fallen leaves and decaying wood, transforming death into nourishment for new life. In the shadowy undergrowth, beetles and earthworms churn the earth, enriching it with vital nutrients and creating fertile ground for seeds to take hold. Above ground, fungi spread their delicate threads through the darkness, forming symbiotic partnerships with trees and plants. Together, they share water and minerals, ensuring the survival of the forest in even the harshest seasons. Mushrooms bloom after the rains, their brief appearance a reminder of the hidden world beneath every step. Across the savannah, dung beetles roll their precious cargo under the watchful gaze of starlings and hornbills. These unsung heroes recycle waste, clearing the grasslands and returning vital elements to the soil. Without their tireless efforts, the balance of life here would falter. In every corner of Tanzania's wilderness, these silent architects work in harmony, their collective labor supporting the grand spectacle above. Though their presence is rarely seen, their impact is felt in every blade of grass, every flowering tree, and every creature that calls this land home. Theirs is a legacy written not in roars or wing beats, but in the quiet persistence that sustains the circle of life. Beneath Tanzania's rolling plains and dense forests, a hidden force pulses with life, a symphony of movement that never sleeps. Microorganisms, invisible to the naked eye, orchestrate a continuous dance within the soil. Bacteria and protozoa break down organic matter, releasing nutrients that spark the growth of vast grasslands and ancient trees. Microscopic fungi entwine with roots, forming underground networks that stretch for miles, allowing plants to communicate, share resources, and warn each other of danger. In the wetlands, countless aquatic invertebrates filter the waters, purifying streams and rivers that nourish the land. Tiny crustaceans and insect larvae consume decaying plants, keeping the waterways clear and teeming with life. Along the muddy banks, snails and worms burrow deep, aerating the earth and creating passageways for water to seep through. As the sun sets, nocturnal creatures emerge to join this intricate web. Millipedes and pillbugs scavenge the forest floor, recycling fallen leaves and bark. Their constant activity stirs the earth, blending nutrients and fostering new growth with every passing season. Each handful of Tanzanian soil is alive with billions of these tireless workers, an underground community whose efforts sustain the vibrant tapestry above. Though their world is shrouded in darkness, their influence radiates through every living thing. In the silent pulse beneath the land, the true strength of Tanzania's wilderness is born, ensuring that the wild heart of Africa continues to beat, season after season. High above Tanzania's vast landscapes, another invisible force shapes the destiny of the wild, the wind. From the gentle breezes that ripple across the Serengeti to the powerful gusts that sweep through the Rift Valley, air currents weave an unseen web, connecting every corner of this ancient land. As dawn breaks, cool winds carry the scent of rain from distant mountains, signaling the coming of the wet season to all who dwell below. Clouds gather, drawn by the warm air rising from sun-baked earth, and soon life-giving rains fall, nourishing thirsty roots and filling hidden streams. The winds are nature's messengers, dispersing seeds from towering baobabs and acacias, scattering them far and wide to take root in new soil. Tiny spores and pollen ride these invisible highways, ensuring the survival and diversity of Tanzania's forests and fields. In the highlands, swirling air currents lift delicate butterflies and dragonflies, guiding their migrations across impossible distances. Even the smallest creatures, spiders spinning silken threads, hitch rides on the breeze, colonizing new territories in the endless dance of life. As dusk settles, the cooling winds rise again, carrying the chorus of frogs and insects across the plains. The air becomes alive with the calls of nightjars and the soft flutter of bats on the hunt. All the while, the wind sculpts the land itself, shaping dunes, smoothing stones, and carrying the stories of Tanzania's wild heart from one generation to the next. In this eternal cycle, the whispering winds above are as vital as the pulse beneath the land, silent architects ensuring that each day the wilderness is reborn anew. As the winds complete their journey, the sky prepares a gift for the waiting earth, the rain. Across Tanzania's sweeping savannas and dense woodlands, the first drops fall in a soft, rhythmic dance, tapping leaves and saturating parched soil. The land awakens at the touch of water seeds stir beneath the surface. Ancient grasses push their way skyward, and hidden bulbs burst into vibrant bloom. Rivulets form along unseen paths, tracing the contours of the land, carving new channels and replenishing shallow pools. Frogs emerge from their burrows, their songs echoing in joyful chorus as puddles become nurseries teeming with life. Elephants, zebras, and wildebeest gather at newly filled watering holes, their reflections shimmering in the fresh pools as they quench their thirst. Tiny creatures, invisible to the naked eye, flourish in the damp earth. Microscopic architects rebuilding the soil, preparing it for another season of abundance. The scent of wet earth and blossoming acacias drifts on the breeze, a promise of renewal carried to every corner of the wilderness. In the forest depths, the rain's gentle embrace awakens mosses and lichens, painting tree trunks in a tapestry of green and gold. Streams, once dry, sing again as they wind through tangled roots and over smooth stones, their waters nourishing every living thing they touch. As the rain falls, the land listens, absorbs, transforms. In its wake, Tanzania's wild heart beats stronger, each drop a testament to resilience, to the endless cycles of life that shape this timeless place. Here, beneath the rain's gentle embrace, the promise of tomorrow is sown with every falling drop. As the last raindrops vanish into the thirsty ground, Tanzania's wilderness enters a moment of transformation, a symphony of the aftermath. Mist rises from the land in delicate tendrils, veiling the savanna in a soft, ethereal glow. Sunlight breaks through scattered clouds, refracting through lingering droplets and painting rainbows across the horizon. In the hush that follows, every leaf, blade of grass and petal shimmers with liquid jewels, catching the light in 1,000 fleeting prisms. Beneath this glistening canopy, the earth is alive with subtle movement. Termites, long sheltered in their mounds, emerge to rebuild and expand, their intricate towers standing as monuments to renewal. Butterflies and bees, drawn by the scent of fresh blooms, dart between wildflowers, beginning the vital work of pollination. Ants march purposefully along new trails, carrying seeds and soil, weaving the fabric of the ecosystem tighter with every step. Pools left by the rain become temporary worlds, microcosms swirling with larvae, tadpoles, and minuscule crustaceans. Dragonflies skim the water's surface, their wings flashing iridescent in the golden light. Lizards and small mammals scurry from shelter, drawn by the abundance of food and the cool respite left in the rain's wake. High above, the sky is alive with movement. Storks and herons glide low over the wetlands, their keen eyes seeking the bounty brought by the storm. In the distance, the chorus of frogs and insects swells, a living soundtrack to the land's revival. With each passing hour, the freshness lingers. The forest floors pulse with new growth, and the plains reveal hidden colours, mossy greens, vivid purples, and the gold of sunlit grasses. It is a fleeting moment, this aftermath, but in its quiet splendour, the wilderness gathers strength for the next chapter. In Tanzania's wild heart, the rain's legacy endures, not only in the water that nourishes, but in the harmony it brings, weaving every living thing into a single resounding symphony of life. Beneath the surface of Tanzania's renewed wilderness, hidden worlds stir to life, awakened by the rain's gentle touch. Within the tangled roots of ancient trees, tiny fungi unfurl, their delicate caps pushing through damp earth in a silent explosion of colours: scarlet, ivory, ochre. These quiet architects break down fallen leaves and wood, returning vital nutrients to the soil and fueling the surge of new growth above. In secret burrows and crevices, creatures rarely seen emerge to greet the transformed landscape. Jewel-toned frogs, camouflaged for months, leap from leaf to leaf, their calls echoing softly through the undergrowth. Small snakes, their scales glistening with rain, slither silently in search of prey, weaving between rocks and mossy logs. Beneath shallow pools, aquatic insects hatch in multitudes, water boatmen, whirligig beetles and mayflies, each playing their part in the intricate food web. Tadpoles dart and swirl, feeding on algae, while unseen beneath the mud, freshwater crabs and snails begin their own quiet foraging. As the sun climbs higher, the air shimmers with the hum of life. Spiders spin new webs between dewy branches, their silken threads sparkling in the morning light. Tiny geckos scale tree bark, their eyes alert for the smallest movement. Even the air itself seems alive, heavy with the scent of wet earth and the promise of abundance. This is the unseen pulse of the wild, a network of lives each awakening in harmony with the land. In these hidden worlds, every drop of rain is a signal, every patch of sunlight an invitation, and every shadow a shelter. Here, the aftermath of the storm is not only survival, but a chance for nature's smallest wonders to thrive unseen, carrying forward the eternal rhythm of Tanzania's wild heart. Beneath the emerald canopy and across the rain-dappled forest floor, a secret ballet unfolds. The invertebrates, nature's tireless engineers, emerge to claim their moment in the resurgence of life. Ants march in endless columns, weaving intricate highways through grass and leaf litter, each worker carrying a fragment of the forest's bounty back to hidden chambers below. Termite mounds, towering like miniature fortresses, pulse with activity as workers repair wind-worn walls, and soldiers stand guard at the entrances. Along the riverbanks, armies of millipedes and earthworms burrow through sodden soil, aerating and nourishing the earth with every twist and turn. Their unseen labour transforms detritus into fertile ground, setting the stage for the next wave of green. High above, a dazzling array of butterflies and moths flit between blooming flowers, their delicate wings scattering droplets of rain like tiny jewels. Beetles of every shape and hue scuttle across bark and stone, some clad in iridescent armour, others camouflaged against the forest's shifting palette. In the shadows, a praying mantis sways with the breeze, its emerald limbs poised in patient anticipation. Nearby, a stick insect melts into the tangle of twigs, invisible to all but the keenest eyes. Dragonflies slice through shafts of sunlight, their gossamer wings shimmering as they hunt over newly filled ponds. Each invertebrate, from the smallest mite to the grandest spider, plays a vital role in this intricate web of renewal. Together, they are the quiet choreographers of rebirth, pollinating, decomposing, and defending. Their dance is silent yet profound, a testament to the wild's endless ingenuity. As the forest breathes anew, it is these unsung creatures that ensure the cycle endures, their presence woven into every leaf, every drop, and every heartbeat of Tanzania's eternal wild.